Mr. Brown, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On February 26, 2025, at approximately 7:45 a.m., an officer was dispatched to a suspicious vehicle call. Upon arrival, the officer approached the vehicle and found the defendant asleep in the driver's seat. The officer noticed the tires were covered with mud and grass, and there was fresh vomit on the ground next to the driver's side window. The officer attempted to wake up the defendant, but he had some slurred words and went back to sleep. The officer found an empty beer can on the floorboard behind the front passenger seat. SFSTs were conducted. 4 out of 6 clues were observed on the HGN. 4 out of 8 clues were observed on the walk and turn. 3 out of 4 clues were observed on the one-leg stand. The DIC was read and the defendant consented to provide a breath sample. The officer spoke to the property owner, who stated the defendant had damaged her property along the curb, and showed surveillance video of the defendant operating the vehicle and strike the median, then drive into a parking lot. The defendant then nearly strikes the curb as he enters the parking lot and finds a parking spot. The defendant then puts his car in park and sits for several minutes. The defendant then put the car in drive as 2 vehicles were passing, and he attempted to drive over the curb and through a ditch towards them. The defendant made several unsuccessful attempts to launch his car over the curb before he succeeded at 2:17 a.m. Another vehicle stopped and tried to help the defendant, but he was unsuccessful. A wrecker arrived at 2:37 a.m. and repositioned the vehicle on the roadway. The officers did not arrive on scene until 7:49 a.m. and the breath results were 0.066 and 0.065.
All right, Mr. Brown, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail.
Yes,
Do you
sir.
understand?
Yes, sir.
Can you look to see if he has any prior DWIs?
Yes, Judge.
He has a valid Texas driver.
He does have a valid driver's license and he has no criminal history.
All right, Mr. Brown, you are not allowed to drive unless you have valid liability insurance in your name, car insurance. I am also making that a condition of your bond. If you do not have car insurance, you're not allowed to drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, or would you like to apply for a court-appointed lawyer,
Can I
sir?
apply for a court appointment, please?
Sure. So I will give you an application. I need to know everything about you. I will take a look to see whether you qualify. If you do, we'll provide you a lawyer today. Deputy Miranda is going to give you an application. I'm going to have you now sign a reset with Victoria. Will, I guess, know Felicia today?